Well, as you know, Ferguson, Missouri is getting heavily militarized because of, whatever has happened over there, right? And just recently in the past where an unarmed man was shot in cold blood by the police, basically, when he even had his hands up, right? So that's the story anyway. But, there's one cop out there that's actually making a big show as to what really should be the way it should be. And he was actually present at Occupy Wall Street, too. He's actually maybe in a little bit of a hot water for being so blatantly honest about it. But the thing is, if you're wearing a uniform, you take an oath, right? Just like military takes an oath. Military police are right now located in Ferguson, and they're rolling out the tanks more or less. Well, this was one cop. Here's his picture right here. Actually, he was also at Occupy Wall Street and very vocal about the criticism of the powers that be against the people. Basically, he's calling on the New York Police Department, don't be mercenaries of the Wall Street crowd. And this police officer's name is retired police captain Ray Lewis from Philadelphia. So he actually he does pose a very striking figure in uniform, and he was down there in Ferguson, basically on the side with the protesters. So it's going to take a lot more retired police officers and maybe people that are retired from the military to really turn this around. And people got to not just sit back and they got to say something at least. You got to say something at least. You can't be just sitting back on this deal because, it's like things are going too far. And actually, as this retired police officer Lewis says, what's going on is the corporations like maybe not just Wall Street, but the military-industrial complex is basically selling all this stuff to the police. And the more tensions they have, the more problems they have, the more military hardware they'll sell to the police. It's good for business, right? But it's bad for the United States of America and our freedoms. That's the thing. It's like we're becoming a police state because some people are just making some money off this deal. Besides, it's like adding fire to the fire. It's not really helping anything in any way. And when you're in the military or you're the police, you're taking an oath. But, the real deal is people protect themselves. Common sense has to prevail. And as this protester shows here, with the hands up. And, this is another thing I always said sometimes. It depends on who it is. It's a mixed bag with the police. You don't know. I mean, it's good and bad, right? To protect and serve who? And I know sometimes it's a racket, too. It is. It could be. It could be at times. It's not always a perfect deal. But, that's why we supposedly should have the balance of powers in the United States. But it looks like the big corporations are just getting very hog-wild greedy to just keep selling more and more military-style hardware to the police department. And that's been the allegations of the retired Philadelphia police captain Ray Lewis. But obviously those allegations are obvious 100% fact. There's a financial interest in tensions and crime. It's like the more crime you have, the more you can sell to the police and the more you can militarize the police. And it's like, here he's urging on the New York Police Department, don't be Wall Street mercenaries. But, at the same time, it's almost like a moot point because, to tell you the truth, most people just follow whichever way their direct deposit in their career benefits are. That's really what it is. Honor is pretty thin when it comes to money. And I found this out many times before. So when you got presidents like this, you got a big danger. You do have a big danger, unfortunately. There are a few voices out there, but don't get your hopes up too much on this deal because this is one lone voice out of many. It really needs to be many voices, and unfortunately, it's not going to be like that. So it is up to we the people to make ourselves heard. That's really what it comes down to.